Title: From Failing to Flying. A school classroom filled with students. The teacher, Mrs. Bloom, is returning graded science tests. Mrs. Bloom, sympathetically: Charlie, I know you're trying, but another failing grade. Don't give up, okay? Charlie, sighing: I don't think science is for me, Mrs. Bloom. I'm just not good at it. Charlie crumples the test paper and shoves it into their bag as classmates whisper around them. Emma, maybe science isn't Charlie's thing? Liam: Yeah, some people just can't get it. After school, Charlie sits alone on a bench outside. Mrs. Bloom approaches with a kind smile. Mrs. Bloom: Mind if I join you, Charlie? Charlie: Sure, but I'm not in the mood to talk about science. Mrs. Bloom: What if I told you science isn't about being perfect, but about exploring and learning? Even the best scientists started with failures. Mrs. Bloom hands Charlie a small model rocket kit. Mrs. Bloom: Take this home, build it. Let's see what you discover. Charlie's room cluttered with papers and toys. Charlie opens the rocket kit and starts assembling it. Charlie struggles at first, dropping parts and reading the instructions repeatedly. Finally, the rocket is built. Charlie's face lights up with pride. Charlie: Maybe I can do this. Charlie rushes outside to test the rocket. It lifts off briefly before crashing to the ground. Charlie sighs, but picks it up. Charlie: Okay, let's try again. School science lab. Charlie approaches Mrs. Bloom with the broken rocket. Charlie: It almost worked, but it crashed. Can you help me fix it? Mrs. Bloom, smiling: Of course! Let's look at what went wrong together. They work on the rocket together, discussing concepts like aerodynamics and fuel pressure. Charlie starts to grasp the ideas. A park where Charlie tests the rocket again. This time it flies higher and longer. Charlie cheers. Charlie: I did it! It actually worked! Mrs. Bloom claps from a distance, watching Charlie celebrate. School science fair preparations. Charlie works tirelessly on a new project, a weather balloon, researching, building, testing, and failing. Charlie grows more determined with each attempt. Emma: Wow, Charlie's really into this. Liam: Looks like science is their thing after all. The school gym, filled with booths. Charlie stands nervously by their weather balloon project as the judges approach. Judge 1: Impressive design. Can you explain how it works? Charlie confidently explains the project, using terms they learned with Mrs. Bloom's help. The judges nod in approval. The awards ceremony. Charlie's name is called as the winner of the science fair. Host. And the first place award goes to Charlie for their incredible weather balloon project. Charlie walks to the stage, beaming. Mrs. Bloom claps proudly. Charlie, accepting the trophy: I used to think failure was the end, but now I know it's just the beginning of learning. Thank you, Mrs. Bloom, for believing in me. Failure is the first step to success.